If you have not grabbed your seat, please do that. I'm not going to bore you. So that is the reason I have not taken 30 minutes of slot. 15 minutes is more than enough for me, for you guys to walk you through what we are building. Again, I did not also wanted to bore you about myself. I just written something which is very straightforward, building into the infra for the past 4 years. So I basically know in and out of decentralized infrastructure, whatever people are building in this space. And before that, I've done a lot of things. So I'll not get deeper into that as well. Let me quickly ask this question. I think most of us here sitting talking about decentralized infrastructure and all of those things. And it's a quick question to everyone. How many of you have a project though, like you're working on, or you are funding your projects, right? And how many of you are really using decentralized infrastructure in day-to-day life? You? 1, 2, okay. Anyone? 3? Okay. So let me be very honest. If I start digging into your projects, I can bet you will understand there are a lot of aspects of decentralization which you are not using. But most of us, even out of this room, I can bet like 20% might be using and 80% might not. And that too when we are very crypto degen folks sitting here, right? And that is what our kind of concern and the questions which we kind of raised and trying to solve at Spheron. This is basically the answer. Now, the next thing which I just wanted to kind of know, like how many of you, just raise your hand, you just have to tell, is how many of you are using DEPIN compute platform to maintain your day in and day out task? Anyone? Anyone else? Okay, so only one person out of this entire room. So basically it's a very good question mark, right? What we are building, and we all have to go back and think about it very deeply. Now coming to the next part is if we kind of look deeper and take a little bit 50,000 bird's eye view, what we call in architectural diagram or architectural world is what is the biggest challenge why people are not using it. And these are the 4, you can add few more, but to be very honest on the architectural level, these are only 4 components which is missing out. And that is one of the reasons like you guys are not using it. The one is tooling. Of course, there are a lot, but basically they are not useful. Stability, infra requires a lot of maturity over the time. So a lot of times this also creates a lot of problem. Performance, I don't have to tell anything there. Security is again a major concern which everyone is facing if we are talking about decentralized infrastructure. And at Spheron, we kind of try to solve, even we are solving now. I'll also walk through some of the numbers which we have achieved in 1.5 months since we launched our compute platform. And this is what the architecture we kind of followed to ensure is like the next level of developers or the companies or infrastructure who are getting built and coming into the ecosystem are able to go and use the bottom layer, which is, for me, the bottom layer is basically the bare metals or the data centers who are providing their infrastructure to us. And this is how exactly we have designed our system. If you look at Spheron has a protocol which is getting built, which is the beneath layer, which is the billing system. And then on top of that, we have already built a middleware solution because if you kind of look at the market, everyone is just trying to build protocol, but they are forgetting always is like middleware is something where a lot of users are going to be using it because without that, you cannot, a lot of projects have done it and they failed it. And I can name a lot, but I did not put any name here. So we kind of went with this approach is to kind of go and build a middleware. And then on top of that, we can build a number of solutions. And one of the solutions which really picked up in the market for us was Node as a service. Today, as after our launch, when we kind of went ahead and launched our network, we saw a tremendous amount of requests coming from foundations, community members, and people who wanted to kind of go and run the nodes on top of Spheron because we were making it very simple with our middleware infrastructure. And I'm also proud to say is like we are one of the biggest now in terms of the nodes which are currently running into the ecosystem. Coming to, because I want to talk about how exactly it's going to benefit startup and community as well, and how everyone can benefit with such kind of architecture is you get reduced costs, of course, because underneath there is a bare metal, and even though if you add a marginal cost on top of it, you are still going to be cheaper than 50% from any centralized cloud out there. Maintenance cost, because we have a middleware solution which is already built, so you don't have to worry about maintenance. So IT, ops, DevOps, everything is taken there in that layer itself. Then we have a reduced risk on centralized servers. it has both the pros and cons, but I'll just dive into the benefit of it. The moment you use Spheron, you get a lot of bare metals out of the box. So that basically means like you are sufficiently decentralized to kind of go and make sure like your servers are sitting on some best bare metals out there in the market. Instead of you and going personally and procuring them one by one, you go to Spheron and you get it out of the box. Easy to launch nodes. I mentioned it specifically because this is one of the use cases which kind of drove the entire demand. So now today, even if you log into app.spheron network, you can launch, I think, 15 to 16 validator nodes, and all of those things are already live there. And it is just a one-click solution. You can just do it from there directly. The biggest pain challenge which we kind of solved for the startups basically, and also for the community, was the settlement layer. Because a lot of time you have to bridge the token from here and there, or you have to go via fiat route and do tons of those things. What we did is like, we made for the user with the middle layer exposure and abstraction, we abstracted out the crypto thing completely. That basically means like, if you have a crypto, that's fine, you can use it. Even today, 80% of our transaction comes from crypto, from different chains, including ZK Sync to Linear to Filecoin to tons of other chains which we are kind of working with. But out of that 100%, 80% is crypto and 20% fiat. But again, that number we are trying to focus to increase it more as we kind of move forward in this journey. And there are a lot of more benefit as well as you start using Spheron in and out. There was a very good tutorial which one of my developers has created, and they presented at Slate Denver as well, how a DAO can own an entire infrastructure on their side, which DAO has never used to do it. And I would highly recommend, if you guys are looking forward or somebody is looking into getting into DAO space, that's a very good tutorial to kind of look into. I also wanted to put some facts here, and these facts are very straightforward facts, and these are on-chain data, what I'm going to be presenting here. After our launch, we used Akash network for their orchestration layer, nothing else, just for disclaimer here, only orchestration layer. And that led us to drive 71% demand on Akash. So today, whatever active releases you see on Akash, is 71% is driven by Spheron. At the peak, it was around 75 and 80%, but now it is around 75%. But we fluctuate between 70 to 80. Even today, while we were looking at it, was around 72 or 73. And you can also check it out on chain as well. And then we have now officially crossed more than 1,600 nodes on Spheron. That basically means like the infra which we have, it has a capability to scale horizontally and vertically, on demand or auto scale or whatever way you want to. And that has proven it over the time without having any downtime for the past 3 to 4 months. And that's a good signal when you are running a validator on your infrastructure. And then, I'm proud to claim this because I can bet and challenge also on this, is like nobody has done it in this level. And if you have some data to showcase some other chain, I'd love to look into. But as of now, as we speak, we are one of the biggest DePIN network node infra layer in the market now. The only thing is like we are not very amazing in marketing, but we are good in driving the user adoption. And also one more data I forgot to mention here is we have currently around 21,000 user base who is live. We also have a storage solution where we utilize Filecoin and IPFS behind the scene, and they are uploading millions of files every day via Spheron without any throttling. And we are selling that storage solution only to B2B folks, not to retails. So just to kind of add that point as well. Our vision at Spheron at this point of time as we speak, to become the de facto compute layer for Web3, where everyone or every foundation, if they are looking forward for any kind of computation use cases, they can reach us out for sure. We'll definitely help them out in making sure like their node has the unlimited capacity to kind of go and run their compute over decentralized infrastructure. And also, if you are building roll-up as a service, advanced tools or L3s, we are always open to talk to you. And please scan Spheron network. Go there. We have an amazing Discord channel. A lot of active folks there. And if you are really looking to learn some validators, go and try it out. Believe me, it is fun. You can. But before I close my talk, how many of you have ever run validators? Never. Validators. Any blockchain. 2, 3, very few. Go ahead and use Spheron. I think you can do it immediately. So 100% of you are going to be running it. It's cheap, man. It's $15. Just pay as you go. So, all right. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good day.